Hello, and welcome to Life Clarifications with Natasha. And I'm very happy to be here today to help you go through things. And, we're all in the midst of going through something, and it's amazing how, life has been piling a lot on us lately. And I know that a lot of us are going through something that is very much struggling with everything going on. And that's why today I want to talk about opportunities. So today's my language is going to be about opportunities. And I know that sounds like a very much of a simple thing to think about. Opportunities. A lot of us think, you know what? I can do opportunities. I don't have to struggle with opportunities, but I'm going to weave it into many different ways that we struggle with opportunities because of the fact that no matter where we're at, what we're going on, what's happening around us, that there's something in our lives that we struggle with and we put up walls around. And that's the thing that I want you to know, that no matter where you're at, what you're doing, that we do struggle with something in our lives. And opportunities are one of those places that we do struggle, right? So with that today I'm on Twitter. And if you're on Twitter and you're watching, please go to my YouTube channel, Natasha Venter, and please subscribe, please, and watch it there because I don't get comments on Twitter, but I am getting comments on um, my YouTube channel and Facebook on my computer, and on Instagram. I'm on my phone. So with that, no matter where you're at, I can read your comments and I'm willing to answer them. I will not let anybody on my live Instagram, but yet at the same time, I'm willing to work with you. So with that, I want to talk about opportunities. I'm Natasha Venter, and I am very willing to support you through life. I'm a medium, psychic medium, who really works through a lot of the dimensions in our world because of the fact that I see a lot of past lives. I see a lot of reasons why. Hello on Instagram. And I see a lot of these woven stories of why things happening, right? So with that going forward, there's a lot of reasons why we don't want to do something, right? Because the fact that no matter where we're at, what we're doing, there's these struggles. I am here to support you. I have been in the last little bit here. Actually, I have a lot of friends who are single right now, struggling to find relationships. And oops, I forgot my water downstairs. And so with that going forward and managing our life, that there's a lot of us that are struggling with relationships and or wanting a relationship, even if it's finding new girlfriends or new mates to be with, or finding groups to play basketball with, or finding new spiritual groups or doing something like that we're all in the midst of trying to do something, but yet we're not willing sometimes to go out on a limb and go through that starting process of opportunities, right? So with that's why I wanted to talk about it, because you know we're so afraid sometimes of failure that we forget to move through what an opportunity is. And I know for me that I have really this year set up the intention of saying more yeses than nos. And with that, saying more yeses than nos, I think I forgot my water. I did. Bummer. The when we're saying, oh, I didn't. Yay. Saying more yeses than nos, that I have learned how many opportunities that I've missed in the past, right? Because the fact that saying no sometimes didn't allow me to, or saying no didn't allow me to see what was on the other side of that door, right? And sorry, on Facebook here on, and uh, my computer here, for some reason, my computer is not setting up right with its camera. A little fuzzy, in other words. So with that going forward in our life, that we're not going into these moments where we don't see where opportunity is. And a lot of us are struggling with like, should I change my job? Should I go through this or that? And the should I's. Well, should I? Is there really a should I do anything? No, not necessarily. There's not a really a should I do something, but there is an opportunity to do something and a calling to do something, right? So with that, going forward and managing what we're doing and going forward, that, what are we going to allow our life to do to to get where we want to go? And that is allowing opportunities. And many of us are struggling with failure, not wanting to fail. Well, isn't failure part of success? Isn't failure part of success? And who is saying anything is a failure? Because of the fact that somebody else is labeled failure, right? Well, no, failure is not a failure. It's a learning process, right? So if we give opportunity a chance. Now, I'll give an example of what I'm witnessing lately is that, let's say somebody wants to bring a relationship into their life, right? Well, they're saying that, boy, I don't know if I can do this. I have been left behind. I'm fearful of being left. I am not trusting. I have trust issues, right? Because the fact that the last person went out on me and I could not necessarily stop them because I couldn't do any different, right? But is that up to us when somebody goes out on us, who decides to have another relationship without us? And there's those things, but I'm going to tell you that that is not a reflection. Well, there's always a reflection on us. Why are things happening to us? Because there's always something that we can learn through this, like better boundaries, better picking of people, because the fact that we are worthy of having somebody that is nice. And just because something feels comfortable doesn't mean that it's always the right thing, right? So with that, they going forward, sometimes when we're trying to find that new mate that we want to be with, a new coupling that we want to be with, that many times we have to work through our sabotages. But like I've said to some people around me lately, that it's like sometimes we have to give opportunity a chance. In other words, if you get a phone call, hey, do you want to do this? Go spend time with them for one date, one opportunity, and have a conversation. See what's going on. See where it's happening. And sorry if you hear a dog barking in the background because my girlfriend has a dog here, that we're going forward. And sometimes when we're going through this opportunity, we have to have conversation to get more information, because sometimes we don't get enough information before we're making a judgment, right? Well, if we keep not giving the universe a chance, bringing somebody into our life to say, hey, is this what you're asking for? See, that's the thing. Is this what you're asking for? Opportunity means, is this what you're asking for? Boy, that just came to me. That was interesting. So when we're looking at life, is this what I'm interested in? And that's where we have to say, yeah, I like this. I like this. I like this. I like this. But I don't like this. And this is something I can't really live with, right? And so with that when we're going forward and managing that sometimes this opportunity was something that we would like to see in somebody else, right? But not this. And this was the deal breaker. But I'm going to tell you that sometimes when this is an opportunity and then we have something that we dislike, but all these things make more sense and are valuable, right? All these things are more valuable. Can we live with this? Can we negotiate with this? Can we be with this? Now that's a question. And that might mean that we need another date, another opportunity to meet up, another opportunity to go out, another opportunity for a phone call. Get more information to see if you can live with this, right? That could be finding girlfriends, right? Finding that trust value, because I can tell you that a lot of times we cannot find a relationship until we find trust, but the only way to get trust is by taking a chance with opportunities, right? And so, like I've said to people who are trying to find another one with, another mate, right? That sometimes we don't have to take step, 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 step. We can take step, 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 crunch our toes, get our toes moving, right? Because of the fact that no matter where we're at, what we're doing, that sometimes just that little step, another phone call, a text, something like that, that can give us opportunity. And when we're taking those opportunities, we're learning what we want to have and what we don't want to have. And isn't that part of this greater picture? Isn't that greater? Because if we start not taking advantage of opportunities, the universe is going to say, they're not interested, right? And me being a medium intuitive person, that I really understand how the universe interacts with us. That if we sabotage and say no to the universe because of our fears and our dislikes and our judgments and our unworthinesses and our la da 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 does, that doesn't give the universe a chance to say, oh, this is what she wants, right? And we just had a new moon, which gives us those opportunities, and then we're going into a full moon here in another week, and that full moon's about releasing, but you can release to receive. And what is these opportunities? And I know it's scary and I know it's obnoxious to always go and do, and it's always these things and always doing that thing that's really problems. Veronica, you said, yeah, you're guilty of that. And I think that was the guilty of not moving forward, not saying as many yeses. But I'm also going to tell you that there's sometimes in our lives we can't say yes. Because of the fact that either we're so tired, we have so much on our plates, we are we're in the middle of some emotional situation, right? That brings us around to not being able to take advantage of those opportunities. But I'm going to tell you, sometimes those opportunities come around to us when our guard is down, our boundaries. I can't do it because I've been left before. But if we're busy, we're not putting up that guard, and here comes this opportunity because we're willing to not have that wall up anymore. And when we're busy, sometimes we have to still be open to opportunities. Because I can tell you that my husband of 30 years has been a blessing when I was busy. And actually, I was going to say that I was going to stop dating for a while because of my busyness. And here he came. Here he came. It was not perfect. I had to choose what I was going to live with and what I was not, right? But the thing is, though, as I gained time and age, I learned a little bit more. I grew, I changed. And there's other opportunities that are coming up that I went, oh, I wasn't ready for it yesterday, but I'm ready for it today. Or I wasn't ready for it last year, but I'm ready for it today. Because of the fact that the universe brings us things that we're ready for more often than not, right? So being aware and being okay with life and going forward with our life, that many times we have to be willing to say, I'm tired, but okay, this feels more right than wrong to go. This feels more right than wrong to go. So with that, taking care of opportunities. Thank you for being here to everybody who's watching, because I love to support you. I'm Natasha Venter, medium and psychic medium. And I want to say, here's a little segue, that in a couple hours, I received new cards. These are like gentle creatures. I cannot tell you how I'm in love with this new deck of mine. It's just a blessing. And then Ganesh. I love Ganesh. I just love Ganesh. So I'm going to be pulling from new decks. And I've done a couple readings with these for myself just to wake up the cards, and they have been spot on. So with that actually all my cards get spot on, but these have a conversation that are kind of that's just a little bit more woven into the life of today. So get ready if you want to have a reading with my oracle decks. That will be coming up here probably in about 20 minutes. But Ganesh is just, aren't these beautiful? Just beautiful. Okay, so that's Ganesh. So with that, going through opportunities. Thank you, Veronica. I know you're always excited to have a card. So oracle readings, no judgments, no belief system needed, just hopes and dreams. Going forward now, I know for me that sometimes that I've wondered why certain things aren't happening in my life. And then I realized that I was saying no to so many things in my life. I was saying no to opportunities, no to going out with a girlfriend, to even to dinner because they were in town. Oh, not in town, but they were busy doing something. They wanted to do some errands and they asked if I wanted to come along for a ride, come along and do errands with them. And I said no. And I said no. And then I said no. And then they stopped asking. But I noticed that me saying no a lot started shutting me down. And then that took away some other opportunities because the universe said, oh, she's cocooning right now. She doesn't want to have a lot of interaction. She doesn't want this or that. But I can tell you that as soon as I woke up and did those opportunities and I started saying more yeses, then the universe knew that I was saying yes to this, 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 and that, right? And that's the thing is that if we say no to this all the time, right? This scenario, whatever it may be, going out with friends, saying no to certain jobs that are just like, why, right? That we don't give things a chance. Because I'm going to tell you that many a times when we say yes to an opportunity to look at it, to see it, many a times there's something behind that closed door that we don't see yet. Isn't that an interesting thing? We don't see yet. And the opportunity is there. I'll use me for an example. Coming down here to California, I really wanted to come to California. My traditional way would have been to look at like, what is it? Alaska Airlines or Delta or one of those because they make non-stops, right? And I'm like going, oh, okay. Looked up. Oh, there's a great price. I'll snag that one. Well, for some reason, when I went on to clicking and clicking and clicking, that my screen lost it, right? Oh, bummer. Okay. I get it. I'm not supposed, and then I went back and looked and the price went up almost $100. And then I looked again and the price stayed about that, maybe 120 went up, right? So opportunity, I lost my opportunity the first check-in because I know that when you look on your computers and stuff that once you start looking, everybody says, oh, she's looking, we're going to raise the prices, right? So with that I didn't check in with that opportunity. But I can tell you that when I called the girlfriend I'm coming to visit, that I came to visit here, and I started talking to her about wanting to come down and what are some of the dates, because that's what I was planning. And what time do you want me to fly in? She goes, did you check out Southwest? And I went, I didn't, but I know that I like to fly direct because I have vertigo and the ups and downs are pretty tenuous. Like I just turning my head like that, I start spinning a little bit, but I can deal with it. The thing is though that excuse me, I was just grounding myself a little bit here. That, doing that when she said check Southwest, I checked Southwest. Guess what? I had enough points. I said yes to an opportunity to look, even though I didn't really want to fly Southwest because of the different way that they fly, right? But I checked it out. And guess what? I found a flight. It was not direct, but it went down the West Coast. I didn't have to jump over to Missouri or one of those other states to go farther. I was able to stay on the West Coast, right? I got an opportunity and I checked it out and I said, okay, am I willing to take one landing? Yes, I did. Guess what? I had enough points. I bought 3 plane tickets because I have to hop back up to San Francisco area. 3 plane tickets for only taxes. $15 I spent on 3 plane tickets to come down here. So me listening to opportunity, instead of spending the $125 I would have spent on 1 ticket with Alaska, I spent $15 on 3 through Southwest because I had enough points on my credit card that I have with them. Wow. Talk about opportunity, right? So then logistically, this trip is only my expenses, which is a choice. You know, we trade off buying dinner for each other. I pay for gas one time in our car, just because of the fact that we do errands and running around together, right? So going forward, listening to opportunity, you never know what's behind that door. I didn't want to fly Southwest because of my vertigo, and I don't like up and downs and all that kind of stuff. But I can tell you though, going Alaska, there's some escalators that just really don't work very well. Hi Georgia, how you doing? So with that, going forward, taking on opportunities, you never know what's behind the door. You can say no, but you can say, let me find out more. Let me find out more. Because when you start saying, let me find out more, you have a chance to go forward. Now, that could be me hooking up with people, right? Now, hooking up with people, because I know that a lot of us are trying to find communities. We're trying so hard to find communities that we can be with. A lot of us are lonely. We don't have like-minded people around us anymore, right? Because we've changed so much. We've changed so much. And when we're in the midst of changing like that, we don't find the communities around us. And so it makes it hard. It really makes it hard. So what I'm going to offer to you is that, some of us are on Facebook, right? Start searching groups. Start searching groups. Because of the fact that if we search out the groups, it shows the universe what we're looking for, right? And then the universe gives us opportunities. So going forward and saying, what kind of group do I want? Oh, like for me, I would maybe search spiritual people, see where that led me, or spiritual churches. Because of the fact that not every church is like another church. And you might find people that you might enjoy, right? And I'm going to tell this is something that's amazing sometimes, is that you may find that you go and search in a church for community, you find the one friend that is your community. And then you come out with a really good friend, right? So you never know why you're pulled into something. Give life an opportunity to try. And remember, you don't have to do it. You can go get research. Go research it. You don't have to sign up for a church. Go and sit in the back pews for a little while and see if you like what they're talking about. And if you like what they're talking about, go back again. And then see who's around that you might feel comfortable talking with. Go talk with them. If you feel comfortable with that, go back a third time. Go back and start talking to those people again. You may find that that is your person to work with or the people to work with. Now, it doesn't have to necessarily that you have to go back, but I'm telling you, though, that many times there's those opportunities. Something like down here, we were going to a dance class, okay? And we didn't know we were going to go to a dance class. But going into that dance class, guess what? It wasn't what we were looking for, but we said yes to stay. We said yes to stay. And I can tell you that there was a couple of gentlemen in there that were very stick. They danced like, And for me, being the intuitive I am, things just come out of my mouth and I just trust it. And so I told one of the gentlemen, trust yourself. You got to guide me. And he went, he let down his guard a little bit, right? And so with that coming in thinking, oh, this is not what I was looking for, and wanting, my old self would want to walk out the door, but I said, here's opportunity. Here's opportunity. And the person that I was with wasn't really quite in the mood for dancing and that kind of thing, but what she ended up doing was sitting down. Well, guess what? She ended up talking to this other lady, and they're both in the same boat, single, looking to just have fun in life, right? They got each other's numbers and they're starting to hang out a little bit, right? You never know what's behind the door to give the opportunity a chance. So start saying more yeses than nos. Start saying more yeses than nos. Because we can go job interview, job interview, job interview, job interview, how many interviews do I have to go through? That gets taxing, yes. You never know when this opportunity comes. And every time that you go through an interview gives you the chance to learn how to do the next interview better, which gives life a chance. You don't have to say yes to everybody, but you can say no enough and yes enough to have life give you an opportunity. It's an interesting prospect, isn't it? Should I give life a chance? Should I give life a chance? Yes. Yes. Here's another example. I wanted to be more active this summer, so I was mentioning to a friend of mine, or she's been an acquaintance friend, and she was like, "Yeah, I wanted to walk," and I go, "Oh, that's what I want to do." Well, we started hooking up, and we started going walking, right? Well, opportunity comes, and that scenario isn't working out like it was we planned. But I'm going to tell you though, just me starting the process of walking gives me the want to get out and walk more. Which, if I do it at the same day, I may find that there's other people out there walking, and we can start walking together because, hey, it's no fun to walk alone sometimes, right? Well, there is those days where you want the solitude. But at the same time, right, there's these opportunities. You never know what's going to happen. So give give the universe an opportunity to give you what you may be looking for by going through a doorway. You don't have to stay there. You may want to walk through another doorway, but you never know metaphorically if you say yes to this opportunity, you never know what is behind that opportunity, because of the fact that maybe something else that opens up. If you want community, go volunteer. You never know what you're going to end up doing, or finding out people, or find out that, oh, there's a path. There's a path. Community can do better by us being more interactive. Community can do better when we're wanting more. I also do Feng Shui. So I'm going to tell you that if we want opportunity, clean up some of the stagnant places in your home. Because of the fact that if we clean up the areas around us, a lot of times that stagnation can help us move. So for me, my helpful people corner, which is like coming in the door, like this is the door, right? So my helpful people corner is this corner that I'm sitting in. So if I want people to come in my life, I want to help that door. So if I have like old boxes that are stagnant, and there's no breathing room because there's so much dust and clutter, how is opportunity gonna get in my life if I have stagnation in my house? So look at those places and see how we can move those interesting moments around us. All I can say is that right now, The universe is saying, if you're willing to go inward and be vulnerable enough to work through those triggers, those sad, hard, painful triggers, we can really help ourselves move forward. We can really help ourselves move forward because of the fact that there's a lot of us that have triggers, abandonment issues, self-worth issues. What's another one? Oh, come on, somebody chime in because I know there's a lot out there. Self-wealth triggers. There's the fear of being in big groups. There's the unknowings of where to go and doing things right. So when we're moving forward, remember we have to be a little achy and a little vulnerable to and trusting ourselves that no matter what, we'll be okay. Because I can tell you, if we need a community and we want a spiritual community and we go find a church, we can always sit in the back pew on the end. So if we feel fearful, we can scoot out if we need to. But we got to be willing to step into the church first. Step into those groups first. And that's the same thing with us who are struggling with addictions. It takes the vulnerability to walk in to the first meeting. You can sit right by the door, right? But I can tell you that being vulnerable enough to go through that, I want to get better, but I don't know how. Go to the places that can help you. And knowing that situation, because my husband's now 10 years sober, he's in September, that he first walked in and sat by the door in the corner, right? Now he's running meetings. Not that you have to do that, but he took that opportunity for life to say, you got to do different. You need to be different, right? But the only way you're going to do that is by giving opportunity. Giving opportunity. So I'm Natasha Venter, psychic medium, intuitive personal awareness life coach. I'd love to help people go through things because I know for me that a lot of us are fearful, and past lives is part of that scenario, or there's these other things that are going on, shaming that our parents did, right? So if you do a private session with me, I can go and fine tune a lot of this. But right now, I think I'm going to segue because these cards, I am like so excited for these oracle cards. And these oracle cards they don't attach to any belief system, right? But what they do is that I shuffle them. And if you want to ask a question, just put it out there. You don't have to put it out there on any media. Just think it in your head. And then the card, and I'll pull a card that was pulled to me, or that I was told to pull. So with that, what I would like you to do, if you're interested, can you tell me what cards you want? But I'm going to spend a few minutes and show some of these my new decks. These are the gentle creatures. The gentle creatures. I've not seen this deck before, and I just couldn't help it. But isn't this neat? Wonder. It's just so like, they're just so like, here's the key, like the key, the owl, and then the creature became the key, right? Here's heal. So there's that one. So these are the gentle giants. So if you would like an oracle card, please let me know. There's the gentle giants. And then I have Ganesh. I love Ganesh. Ganesh is about, if you don't know who Ganesh is about breaking old patterns, breaking old belief systems, breaking apart for the greater good to happen. And Ganesh, if you have Ganesh that holds one hand up and one hand down, it's about receiving and saying no. Blessings. So Ganesh is where both of these decks, I would read what the card is. And Ganesh's cards are magnificent. Magnificent. And Ganesh being part elephant, now elephant is about the wisdom. Thank you, Ganesh. Okay, for Veronica. And then also, who wants to speak again? The dragons. dragon deck wants to speak? I brought my couple other decks here, but I didn't really I didn't think I was going to be getting a deck. So the dragon deck. And the dragons are very I've done all three of these decks while I've been here. So if anybody's interested in a card, please let me know. So first off, Veronica, you wanted Ganesh. And if anybody wants to see how I do this, I can, let's see. And on Instagram too, if you are on Instagram, and if you are on YouTube, Twitter, or if you're on Twitter, please go to my YouTube channel, because for some reason I don't get comments on my Twitter page, on my Twitter feed here. But if you want to go to my YouTube channel, Natasha Venter, please do that. And on Instagram and on my phone, if you want a deck, please reach out, because I am so willing to do that. So willing to do that. Okay, so Veronica, what I'm going to do is, these are thick cards and it's big for my hands. So I'm going to ask you to start putting out an intention. What is the intention that you would like Ganesh to help you with today? Okay, so I'm going to clear the deck. I'm asking Ganesh to come in and honor Veronica with a knowing that she is asking for. Okay, and I'm going to start shuffling here. I'm going to start shuffling. So Ganesh, what would Ganesh want to tell you today? What would Ganesh want to tell you today as I shuffle? Like I said, these are thick cards, so I'm trying to shuffle them the best I can. Here, what would you like her to know? And putting your thoughts out there, Veronica, please. There we go. Now there's an attachment. I can feel it. Yeah. We got a couple states. Are these the two cards for you? Yes. Okay, so here's your two cards. They were sticking out, and that's why I was questioning, and then I heard the word yes. So you got two cards. So you got openness, and then you got empowerment. Openness and empowerment. And I'll read both of those for you. Okay. So Ganesh is 18 and 25. Openness. I guess you have to be open to feeling like you want success in order to take care of opportunities, don't you? That's a good point, huh? Openness. 18. 1 plus 8 is 9, so that's about 9. So sometimes we have to have endings for new beginnings to happen. So openness. Observe, evaluate, and make inquiries before informing a conclusion. Observe, evaluate, make inquiries before forming a conclusion. Isn't that what we need to do before we stop, before we go on with an opportunity? I like that. When the moon is waning in the crescent phase, it is a good time to begin a review, endeavors, and correct mistakes. There's really no mistakes. It is time to throw out what you no longer need and clear away excess and old energy, including any clutter you may be accumulated. In addition to discarding excessive material things in your life, eliminate any unhealthy behaviors and relationships. You may find that you are trying to decide between two opinions. This card is not about making decisions, but more about taking the time to really listen to your heart and your inner voice. Ganesh advises you to gain more information before you act. This knowledge can be in many forms, including your innate knowledge, self-knowledge, secret knowledge, or even more heuristic wisdom. Sorry, dyslexia here. You may find that what you are attaining might be both mysterious and magical. You are in a you are in a curious process of creative release. Give thanks and gratitude for all things that you have accomplished. Don't feel rushed or pressured to begin a new undertaking. Review your goals and regroup accordingly. Once you have all of the necessary information, you will begin to feel motivated to set some new goals and start new projects. Okay, so Veronica, what I'm getting is that you may not have a whole bunch of stuff, but you have a bunch of stuff that you are starting to process through, and it's wise to release. It's wise to eliminate out what's going on, and when you do that, it's time to trust that process and let those emotions work through you and breathe through them, because once they're transformed into something greater, it's amazing what can happen. Okay, so empowerment. This card is about empowerment, and that's 23. So 2 plus 3 equals 5. 23, empowerment. Isn't this a cool picture? That is just a cool inner power position to be in, isn't it? That is just amazing. Empowerment. Rely on your inner strength to ensure your dreams are realized. The blessing of Ganesh is sensing your personal power, being confident, responsible, and reliable. The energy from this card is a feeling of optimism and positive energy. Dreams and long-term goals are becoming a reality. If you have been lethargic or unmotivated, time to tune into your personal power. Yellow is associated with the solar plexus of the chakra. The yellow of the solar plexus, which is the third chakra. This chakra is considered to be at the core of your being, your personal center. Here is a home of your self-esteem, your willpower, self-discipline, your personality. Ganesh is showing you that there is an important process for you in this lifetime on earth. You are awakening in your personal power and the memory of yourself as a soul. Your healing will be complete when you see the light of your soul and know that the light is who you truly are. Every time you criticize yourself, you weaken your resolve. Loving and accepting yourself, you acknowledge your value are a foundation of the balance of the solar plex. When your solar plexus chakra is in balance, you are confident and empowered with a healthy level of self-esteem. You have respect for yourself as well as respect for others. You have a strong sense of self and your personal power, and you will use it responsibly. Be confident in your talents. Love yourself. Be willing to powerfully express yourself. Choose to be direct with your desires at this time. If you are asking about a decision, all indecisions are that time. So act now. That wasn't indecisions. All indications. Say the right word here. I'll read that lessons. If you're asking about a decision, all indications are that the time is to act now. So you have just gone through a major shift in your life, and it is time, Veronica, for you to start asking the universe to help you with where to go, what to do, where to go. Your third chakra. Think about that. Is there anybody else that would like an oracle card? That's what I do. I end up reading. Now, Ganesh is a little bit longer. the gentle giants, I love them. They will be a little bit shorter. You are more than welcome, Veronica. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I will end up pulling a gentle giant, gentle creatures. They're just amazing. So this, I'm going to ask this deck, since nobody else is speaking up here, I'm going to ask this deck to bring in a message for everyone that's around. As I'm asking these cards to bring in the message for the universe so that we can know something greater right now that we need to work on or have help with, or give us a vision on what we need to, what we're wanting to do. A greater message for everyone. So as I shuffle here, I hope everybody's doing well. Today, Wednesday, I was a little sluggish. So I know that like Ganesh said, if we're feeling a little sluggish, there's a lot going on with the planets right now. This month of August is supposed to be pretty twisty and turny. So with that if you're feeling a little sluggish, it's probably something up there in the planets that are doing something. I saw somewhere about solar flares today. So, I never know. Okay, so I'm going to get quiet here. What is gentle giant creatures? What would you like to tell to the universe, to us? I think I'm going to go with this guy. Teacher. Oh, I love this one. Oh my gosh, teacher. Look at that. Isn't that cute? That is so cute. I guess catching you at the end, looking forward to your last card. I don't really need one for me personally, thanks. Just did healing work clearing yesterday. I love you. I love you too, Sue. Good job. So here is teacher. Look at that. Isn't that just amazing? Just amazing. Okay, so teacher. Let me get to teacher here in the conversation that in the book. Oh, there was teacher. Okay, teacher. Come and sit with teacher, the ancient forest dweller. So much has passed before their watching gaze. They've seen birth, growth, death so many times. Understanding passages of time is their gift to us. When it feels as if something is taking too long, gaze into their eyes. Let their herbal smoke wharf around you to remind you that times, like smoke, dissipates easily. The message they bring us today is one of economy. Sometimes the act of waiting feels like dragging yourself through the thick mud. Other times you feel as if you are being propelled by hurricane force winds. But time is a funny thing. When we dread something, when we do our best and ignore the coming event, that's when the hurricane blows. When we want something so badly, when we feel so desperate, need it to arrive at any point, mud awaits us. Will we be sucked down? Will we be blown away? Our teacher creature offers this thought. What if we simply continue to move forward as if we always have? Perhaps the lessons we need to contemplate today is that of living in this moment. If we focus on what is really in front of us, all things will happen as they are meant to happen. When we learn not to push the river or try to stop the wind, we can relieve ourselves of so much. Sit here with teacher a bit. Let yourself breathe and just learn. and just learn. Isn't that cool? I just love these decks. I have not seen this deck before. And I just went to a spiritual store down here and they just said, come, 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 come. So, Sue, do you want a card now? Does anybody on Instagram want a card? It's one of those things that, woo! I guess that doesn't work very well, does it? Had to prop my phone up. I don't have my normal stuff at home. Sure. So which deck would you like? Would you like Ganesh? These cards are very wonderful. Ganesh. Would you like Dragon? Would you like Dragon? Or would you like the Gentle Creatures? I'll wait for you to say something here. And while we're waiting for her to type in here, please go to wherever you're at. If you would like to have more inspirational quotes, videos, please go like my YouTube channel, Natasha Venter, Angelic Clarifications. I have a couple series on there, Feng Shui, Life Between Life, or not Life Between, Dance of the Soul, more of my shows here. I am also on podcasts. It is called Life Clarifications, and you can go find me on podcasts on every platform. I'm not too sure if I'm on iTunes yet because I'm kind of like, yeah, working on that. How about the Gentle Creatures? That sounds good. Okay, so what I'm going to ask you to do, Sue, is put just an intention, whatever you'd like to tell me. So I'm going to ask the Gentle Giants to give Sue the message that she is looking for right now. And I'm so glad that Veronica, that you'll do that. That it is about balance. It's about balance, and you've gone through a lot, so it's okay if you're a little bit sluggish. But at the same time, you know what? That was your card right there, Sue. That was your card. A beacon. A beacon. A beacon. Beacon, beacon. I think this is turning out to be my favorite deck. Sorry, Ganesh. I like you too. Beacon. These guys they're so Fae-like to me, and I'm just so much in love with the Fae. Beacon. So let me look up Beacon to read what it says. I do not know these cards well enough yet to go off of what they say. I can kind of get a hint. Beacon. Okay. 3 creatures brave the rising waters to make sure that everyone has been alerted. They stand back to back. Yes. They stand back to back, knowing that together they can be a brighter beacon than alone. Their patience is rewarded by one lost strangler finally finding its way home. And had they not stood there under the stormy skies, the bird might not have been lost. Let me start over. I'm sorry, Sue, because I'm twisted around here and there's a dog barking and that it distracted me, which I need to ground and be here. 3 creatures. That's what threw me off, because when I started looking at this card, I couldn't see 3 creatures. And there is actually 3 creatures. So now that I have an idea more what to read, I will be with you, Sue, here. Okay, here we go. Beacon. 3 creatures brave the rising waters to make sure that everyone is been alerted. They stand back to back, knowing that together they are a brighter beacon than alone. Their patience is rewarded by one lost straggler finally finding its way home. Had they not stood there under the stormy skies, the bird might have been lost. The lesson here is that when things look dark, find friends who believe as you do, then do the work necessary to make sure all are safe. Without the sturdy feeling of each other, this trio might have given up. It is It is not easy to hold your ground when angry clouds loom and water is surging. The question for you to think about here is, what must I stand up for? Who will stand with me? You can be better beacon knowing that others have your back. Don't despair if you are feeling lost. Look for those who brighten up your life. That is an amazing card because I think a lot of people need a beacon. But remember that that's what I was saying about opportunity. Try to find your tribe while you're looking, because the fact that when you find your tribe, you can stand together. Okay? So blessings to you on your journey. I hope that you know that everyone, we're all going through something. And my mantra that I've been saying a lot lately, especially when somebody's struggling with something, I'm asking for healing on this. I'm asking for healing on this world of ours in the discomfort that we have with each other. I'm asking for love and understanding to come forth, because we all are individuals in this big picture of life, but we all are worthy of being here. Blessings to you on your journey. We will be back on Monday for the Dance of the Soul with Regan Forston, and then on Wednesday for Life Clarifications with Natasha. I am excited to be here. Please go to my YouTube channel for videos and my Facebook and Twitter and Instagram pages for inspirational quotes and videos. Blessings to you. Oh, and my podcast on life clarifications. You can find that on most every podcast scenario. Blessings to you. Bye now. There we go.